we welcome you. This is so good, and I want to applaud His Excellency the President for giving us an opportunity that we had missed. If we had been given such an opportunity from the onset, we would not be seated here today, because public participation is enshrined in our Constitution. And you know, Kenya does not belong to the government. Kenya belongs to Kenyans. And before you formulate any policy or you come up with anything, it is constitutional for Kenyans to give their views, to participate, so that we move together as a country. So I want to applaud His Excellency the President for bringing this back to us, so that we can polish it and make something that is workable for Kenyans. Because CBC, we live in a world that is inventive, where we have to accept change. But you know, the way it was done, the way things happened, even I remember teachers from my constituency were arrested and locked in prison here. I'm the one who bailed them because of now where we are. So I think the teachers were right. They may need a compensation because now we are here. They need now, they will say, okay, Teacher Service Commission, now you must pay these teachers, okay? Because what they were agitating for is actually what has now brought us now here on the same table. We need something that is working, with something that's not inexpensive. I just heard from a teacher today that if you want CBC to work, you need a teacher per 25 learners. Because you find one of the, and you know, when people are in Nairobi, they don't know how our village school looks like. Because their children are taken in schools in nice cars with a nice environment. But in a classroom here, Rambi, you find one classroom has 100 learners. Na kila mtoto alete kuku. Na mwalimu takana aanze kuangalia hiyo kuku from the time is to the time it is crying. And you know you have to assess one learner, and you have 100 learners, 100 chickens from the time of Ukumanya Mabaha to the time it becomes a moon. So we are looking at all these things that have our teachers been turned into clerks and secretaries who are just compiling reports and files and or are they teaching. So we want to work together. Recently, I moved a motion to stop delocalization. Not because I'm an enemy of the Teacher Service Commission or I have any scores to settle, but me, I'm building a gorofa out of city of Nanya. If the teacher is the best, will we get results in that gorofa? A well taken care of teacher can produce results even under a tree. So we want to work together. We want to see TSC and the ministry working together so that we can produce. But if we keep pulling differently, then we will not achieve. So CBC, we don't oppose, but the way it was done from the onset, it was wrong. The way the teachers were mishandled, it was wrong. Now, can we now come back on the table and polish? Because you can't take class 6 pupil somewhere far away from their home. It's not just going to work. So the government was not ready, and this is where we are. Otherwise, thank you for having me. I just will be here and then excuse myself because Mheshimiwa Meli is the chairman of the Education Committee. Summoned me in Nairobi. You're now causing some shockwaves. Yeah? And when you see a storm, sometimes it falls with a tree. So thank you for having me.
Thank you, Mheshimiwa Kamala. I'll make a brief remark for maybe 2 or 3 minutes. Then I'll invite the chair now to proceed on, but the official presentation of the county government of Kakamega will be presented by the CEC in charge of education, who is here. In my remark, I would like to congratulate the President of the Republic of Kenya, Honorable William Samoei Ruto, for actually forming up this committee to look into the affairs of the education sector in this country. This in line with the Constitution, provision that everything must go through the public participation. Secondly, you are here under Article 1 of the Constitution, that the sovereign authority belongs to the people, and the people decide on how they want to be governed, and education is part of the governance. I would also like to congratulate the President and Mheshimiwa Hamala for their effort and their struggle to ensure that we don't split families in this country through a move called delocalization. We have CBC children. You transfer this head teacher to Mount Elgon. He is at 56 years. You transfer that beautiful lady, let's use an example, as a wife to Kirinyaga. She will get a boyfriend in Kirinyaga. This Mzee will get a girlfriend in Mount Elgon. The lady will cover herself because ladies, you know, they are very cunning, much. But Mzee will just marry Mpango ya kando in Mount Elgon. In the end result, he comes home with a CBC. What are you doing to the family? You are destroying that family structure. That's a perfect example. This Mzee is retiring at 56 years old. He has only 4 years in service to go. He goes and rents a shop. He lives behind a shop in a local market. When he has spent all his lifetime through savings in invest and grow to build a bungalow in the village to serve the people from that society, and you take him to Mount Elgon. Are you doing a fair service to the people of that area? Let's talk about deliverables. If you want to deliver in terms of education, you have to provide facility, and that's the responsibility of the government. As a member of parliament, I served for 2 terms in Lugari constituency. And I can give a perfect example. Mheshimiwa Hamala, I've been with you in parliament. You joined me in 2017. I joined parliament in 2013. I joined at 30 years. I was making a lot of noise to teachers before I entered parliament. When I entered parliament, now I was in the system, not outside. You know, when you are a football fan, you say, Manchester, we are getting a ball, we get we were playing from outside, like we go to the field. I was given a constituency with an allocation of 139 million. County Commission. I have 141 primary schools in Lugari constituency. I have 52 secondary schools. And you have 139 million CDF per year. Remove OPEX, the operational expenses, then start allocating the remaining amount to schools. You cannot give a school $1 million of each. That is Lugari constituency. With 2 sub-counties, I have 2 DCC Lugari and DCC Noteti from Lugari constituency. Compare with Mumias East constituency, which has 3 wards. Mumias area has schools that have been developed by infrastructure of Mumias Sugar Company before it collapsed. Likuyani has no. So when you're discussing these issues, just don't blame a teacher you have not looked at the infrastructure level in that area. Recently, we had an education day in Lugari. We were with our DCC and the governor. We looked into these issues. What are the contributing factors to the low standards of education in our society? Let's not blame the teacher. Let's not blame TSA. The overall blame must go to one institution. And that institution called the government. That is why Honorable Ruto has come up with this initiative to have a lasting solution to this issue. Lastly, the issue of CBC. Honorable Kamala, I like the way the National Assembly has taken issues of CBC with seriousness that it deserves. In my opinion, how would you transit a student, not a student, a pupil at grade 6 to a junior secondary school without any tangible facility in those institutions, without any human resource structure in those institutions? Teachers, have you been trained how to handle grade 6 as junior secondary school? When was the training done? Where was it done? Those are the questions we need to be asking ourselves. In my opinion, because the county position will be given by the Cs, in my opinion, these things should have been done gradually, follow public participation, what Kenyans want. Don't force things to the people of Kenya. You will be contravening the constitution. Let the people and be proud of ourselves as peers. After the law community chairman, I know you are a professor. We are the second meeting with the number of professors in this country. So education is based in Western Kenya. I'm proud of that. People have quality input in what we are going to discuss today. Lastly, I give apologies for my governor, who is away on official duties. You know very well today, in fact, I will request the chair to give priority to my CBC education, because we have 3 meetings in Kisumu. We have supplementary budget. Education committee is here, chair, education committee. County Assembly of Kakamega, she's supposed to be here. I will also request you to give the priority so that she goes to Kisumu. We have the first supplementary budget meeting in Kisumu with MCAs of Kakamega County. And we have the first CIDP meeting in Kisumu, Kakamega County. We have not settled in office because we are still operating with the budget that His Excellency Oparanya passed through the County Assembly in this year in July. So we are having our first supplementary budget before we hit the road. So the governor is coordinating that in Kisumu, and I'll be joining him shortly. With those many remarks, I take this opportunity to welcome the national chairman on the working party on the reforms in education sector,